What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and we're going to talk about Zodiac Killer Project. This is a 2025 documentary. It does not have audio description. Music Box is distributing. It's actually gotten noticed as a documentary in 2025, which is kind of amazing considering the amount of powerful documentaries this year. And I was intrigued when I first started seeing this making some lists. So I definitely had to check it out as part of my consideration period. And I think you should too, especially if you love the process of movie making or there's stuff that intrigues you. This is a very different documentary. Um, I don't think there's ever been anything like it, truthfully. And it's kind of amazing that this got released. I would love to have the audio description for it, but I also don't know where the audio description, there aren't like a ton of obvious places for it. Um, man, it's funny because it's such a small film. It's on Music Box. I don't think many people are ever going to watch it. I think this one probably would make a great example for extended audio description because what it is basically you have it's like director's commentary, right? It's like watching, if you're on physical media and you want to listen to director's commentary but you also want the audio description track, you realize how like hard and impossible that is because the directors are talking on top of the movie the whole time. Well, this is kind of that. It's this guy who's going through the motions of what his movie would have been. um and there's a bit of a spoiler in this that he some stuff happened that prevented him from being able to make this movie, sort of based on this very specific book by somebody who was involved in the search for the Zodiac killer. And he was ready to make this project, and it got taken away. So he kind of walks us through what his project would have been, what it would have looked like. And I don't think anybody's ever done this before. We've had documentaries about productions that fell apart, like Lost in La Mancha. But I mean, that was a film that fell apart that they were in the middle of shooting. So, and then there's Megadoc, which came out this year that looks at Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. But aren't there aren't ones where it's just a director sitting there going, and this is where I would have taken and parked the car and shown you, and you know how they usually have that shot where you come around, and I mean he goes through it. It sounds like director's commentary. I felt like I was watching a whole movie director's commentary, especially from my blind perspective without having the visual reference to go along with it. It really sounded like a commentary track the whole time. It was kind of intriguing because it's like you get some sort of like if you ever listen to a director's commentary track, you get those um little footnotes on why something was where it was or how something came to be. And he does that here. And there aren't interviews. He's not breaking it down. He's not talking to people. He's not, interviewing anybody or coming to some great truth. It's literally just a guy who didn't get to make the movie he wanted, walking you through the movie he would have done, and talking about sort of like comparable projects, um, tropes, all that kind of stuff. Uh, I I liked and didn't like this movie at the same time. It's so odd. I went through, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I like at the beginning, I was like, what is this? Is this going to be the whole movie? Is he just going to talk about his movie the whole time? But then by the end of it, I was kind of fascinated by what I just sat through because truthfully, there's been nothing like it before. We've had Zodiac killer movies, but in sort of like a weird gambit, by hearing the word no, he made something completely different that is going to get more attention than would have gotten him the first time around. Granted, he's in a completely different genre, but this is a very intriguing movie. And I think the more that you enjoy film, and especially if you enjoy screenwriting, I think you'll get this movie more. But it's an interesting odd duck of a movie. I don't know that it's gonna get an Oscar nomination. I don't know even know if it's gonna get shortlisted. It's hard to tell because we don't usually get films like this. There aren't like a treasure trove of these. So it's not like looking at these celebrity documentaries and saying, yeah, none of them are gonna get in because, they don't usually go there on that. I mean, they didn't even go with Won't You Be My Neighbor. So it's so rare whenever they pick one with a that's centered around a celebrity to even shortlist it, let alone nominate it. Um, so those are easy to kind of write off. But here, I think, um, I don't know. I don't know how the documentary branch is going to react to this. So I'm intrigued. Zodiac Killer Project. I do think I like other documentaries better this year. I think ultimately, even by the end of the film, when I've come to like accept what this was, I did feel like I was listening to director's commentary and I wanted the visual aesthetic to go along with it. Like, what is it that you're commenting on? But that's the great problem about director's commentary tracks in general, is that they don't usually mesh well with audio description, because then it's like two things talking on top of each other. So we don't usually mix the director's commentary with audio description. I've never heard that done before. And that's what would need to happen here in order for us to have the visual reference to things. So I have no idea what he was showing us the whole time. But listening to him in sort of like a podcast form-ish thing is enough that in the world of thumbs up, thumbs down, did I like it or dislike it, I got stuff out of this. I thought it was interesting. My score may seem low, but I want you to know I had no fucking idea what was on camera. I mean, at some point, accessibility as a blind film critic, it comes into play, and it has to come into play a lot sometimes with movies. And the fact that I never really had visual reference to anything, and he could have been talking over anything, like shots of anywhere at a time. He could have been nowhere. He could have just been sitting in a chair the whole time with a camera focused on him and just talking to it and reading off what he wrote about, just, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. So because of that, and because any other blind or low vision person would access it like that, I have to kind of temper that in the grade. But there's also nothing like this. And I think that people who are interested in film would find this intriguing. The idea of somebody talking about the film that they would have made, had they been granted the opportunity to make it. So, I don't know that we need 100 of these. I don't know that this needs to be the new trend. A whole bunch of people talking about all the failed projects that they didn't get to make. But this is certainly an interesting idea for a documentary. So I'm going to give Zodiac Killer Project a 7.3 out of 10. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the other side.